Uber drivers, Lyft drivers, truck drivers, whoever you're driving for, Ola, Didi, doesn't matter, right? This is a big one when it comes to savings, massive, massive one, right? And that is that you truly have to know your city, the layout of your city, the zip codes, the neighborhoods, so that you can learn how to reduce your dead miles. So the question I have is, are you driving, let's say, 50 dead miles for 100 passenger miles, right? Now, on those 100 passenger miles, you're getting paid, right? But what about those 50 dead miles? Have you ever done a log? Have you ever logged day by day how much time in minutes, hours, and how many miles you squander? And those miles I would call dead miles, right? Because they add up. Wear and tear of your car, dead miles, gasoline costs, dead miles. Those two alone will reduce your daily savings big time. Who do we have in the house? We have Tommy, Jay, Speed Racer, Hassan, Mark, Gary, Platinum Rideshare driver. Welcome you all. Thank you so much for being on board. I think this is a big one. Now, behind me, I'm using Los Angeles as an example. In blue, I personally, and you may differ on this, I consider the dead zones. I try to stay away from those zones, right? Purely because I'm not going to get the trips that I want. Now, I got to say at the same time that depending on what category you drive in, those colors, those zones, red being busy, blue being, areas that I sort of try to stay out of because I historically don't get trips in those areas, right? It truly differs from X to XL to SUV to Lux, right? As you go along, those red zones truly become less as you climb higher in the ladder, right up to SUV and Lux. Those red zones start diminishing, right? And then reduced to a very few addresses, a very few high-end hotels, a very few high-end restaurants in the Lux and the SUV category. So those little pockets, right, these little red pockets close up big time. But if we're looking at X, where the majority of the market is, where the majority of the drivers are, right, we have a lot of busy zones, a lot of zones where we make money, and then we have a lot of down zones. The thing is, if you could just get a map, and I want a lot of good feedback from you guys about your cities, what you regard as dead mile zones, or what you regard as busy zones, why it helps your fellow brother and sister when they join up. Hey, I'm Gary, I'm searching from this and this city. Let me tell you a little bit about the dead zones and the busy zones in my city, Chicago, Miami, etc. I want to make a slight detour here, talking about Miami, apparently, and I want feedback here. Trip launched on the 18th, but I went in, and I'm going to get straight back to the busy and dead zones. I went in as a passenger, tried to register, wouldn't take my payment information, said feature coming soon, right? There it is, feature coming soon. And then I looked at the map. Okay, all of these cars were facing one way. This was Miami, apparently. And guess what? I saw none of those cars move. Right now, I just want the trip people to be truthful. Is this a reflection of what was truly going on? These are real drivers, or was this photoshopped? I'm asking you, please step forward, share the truth. I'm asking drivers in Miami, right, that were out there on that day, 18th and 19th. Did you hustle around? Did you pick up passengers? Did you make money, right? Because all I can say is trying to sign up as a passenger, a rider, sorry, buddy, feature coming soon, right? And I got feedback from 2 or 3 other drivers that are with Trip and verified the same. They contacted me, right? They were not happy. So, were all these cars static for the hours? They didn't move? Was this like, hey, this is what's going on in your city right there. We're busy. There's a ton of cars. You got to sign up, right? My one buddy said, no movement whatsoever. had it running for about an hour. You can't enter payment info or use any of the app features. They all say coming soon. That's the same experience I had. They cleverly left out there is a booking fee as well, by the way. Interesting. Okay, that's just about that. I want feedback. I want real feedback. I want to see these guys succeed. I don't want to see fluffy clouds, right? I don't want to see them sugaring us up, right? I want to see real. That's why even reluctant to go out with anything on the GOAT platform that says coming soon. You just get your expectations up, you get your hopes up, and it becomes a huge failure if you don't deliver. Now, I don't know. I'm not the company. I'm not the people behind the computer. So I don't really know and can say what happened on the 18th and 19th. I want to hear it from the company. And I want to hear it from, hey, from the company, we had a good day. This is how many trips we did. And I want to hear it from the drivers and the influencers. Did it live up to the hype, right? So back to the busy and dead zones, my friends. In yellow, I just drew for myself, hey, if I'm down in this area here, right? If I'm down here on, let's say, the west side, where can I get quickly? I can get over from Santa Monica and the P. I can get over quickly to West LA. I can get over quickly to Wilshire Boulevard and Sunset, right up here. I could, if I wanted to, hop over into the Valley, Sherman Oaks, San Diego, Sherman Oaks, or Studio City, right? If I'm at the end of Sunset, I could hop down into, into the city very, very easily, right? Where is the city? It's over here about, right? So how can I stay out of these dead zones? How can I move quickly, right, into a busy area? And when you connect with another busy area, and let's say you're between two busy areas, you want to reduce your miles, your dead miles. You want to get into that next busy pocket as quickly as possible, instead of venturing out what I call like a dead zone, where you're just burning up miles in gasoline. Because at the end of the day, what are you truly doing on dead miles versus paid miles per day? What are you averaging? And you can't just do this for a week. You got to keep a log for about 2 weeks, right? Log those miles, dead miles, productive miles, dead miles, productive miles, dead time, productive time, right? So that you can say, and my productive time, oh, by the way, it was at 4 p.m. in the downtown area. My productive time was early in the morning at Ocean Avenue in Santa Monica around the hotels, so that after 2 weeks you have identified all your busy zones. This is crucial. This is critical for newbies, for newcomers that are trying to figure out the game, right? Right off the bat, day one, trip one, keep a log, right? So that in the third or fourth week, you're already making adjustments and you're making more money, right? Instead of being in that wheel and just willy-nilly, I go here, I go there, I drive around here a little bit, hope to pick up over there. No, you're going to be burning up so much gas and clocking up so many miles on your car and unpaid miles. It just doesn't make sense. You've got to figure out how to stay productive, how to earn money. Adrian Jackson, how are you? Gary Kubera says, Professor Tripp has legit people running the company. I never said they're not legit, right? I never said that. I'm just saying, was the launch, I'm questioning, was the launch in Miami what it was hyped up to be, right? I'm not questioning the people, right? The CEO, the CFO, I'm not questioning those individuals, the engineers. I'm just saying, did the guys on that 18th and 19th make good money in Miami? Did they pick up passengers, right? Was it worth the money that they're going to be putting out there per month? Did they get enough trips on day one and day two, right? Mark Roughton, I have to change my license plate from Mr. Uber to Goat One. Good, I'll pay for your first custom Goat One number plate, Mark, when we launch. That I owe to you. Top Speed Reviews, how are you? Adrian says hi from Chicago. Do you experience this, Adrian, in Chicago? that you have your pockets, right, where you've learned historically, if I go into those pockets, I just start clocking up dead miles. Nothing happens, right? Do share with us, right? Jim Seagal says, hello, people. Yeah, so some feedback here after the video. If you could leave some suggestions about your city, right? This is the city that I drive in. These are the areas that I consider dead zones. These are the zones that I consider busy zones. I drive for X, I drive for XL, I drive for Black or Select or SUV, whatever the case may be. That information is valuable to the house. Adrian says, yes, that's true. We have a lot of new drivers. Very cool. Happy to hear that. At least it's still competitive. I like it when it's competitive, right? Because if they have to fight over a city, they have to fight and give you better rates. They have to fight and give you better referrals. It's good. To me, it's always good if a city is super busy, right? It's my policy, sort of, the more drivers in the city, the better I think I'll do, right? Because if I'm outsmarting, if I'm thinking smarter, then the average driver just doesn't really care about the job. I'm making more money, right? There's more money lying around on the street for me, right? So, work smart in this game. And by the way, when I met with the Vegas drivers, we sat there for about an hour to two. All of them were working smart, and they shared how they are working smart. They all had a game plan for Vegas, and they shared it, right? A lot of similarities, right? And that has a lot to do with them identifying, knowing, and understanding where the busy and the dead zones are in Vegas, and they capitalize on that. That's the feedback that I got from those real drivers, including Mark and the other guys, Payman Ali, etc., in Vegas. So Texas rideshare guy, always like seeing the name. Dallas is more compact than LA. I tend to drop off and wait, but I know my hot zones. I don't have to drive far to the next. That's great. See, so what he's sharing is valuable. It's more compact. It's not like LA where it's so spread out, right? And in LA, anyone driving in LA knows, to get from one point to the other, it might only be 10, 15 miles. It could take you half an hour to an hour, right? Because it's so spread out, so dense. Whereby what I'm hearing from the gentleman in Dallas is that, okay, there's your city center. It's more compact. Doesn't have to go far to get into the next zone, right? So it doesn't burn up. Probably Dallas is a good city not to burn up many dead miles. LA, unfortunately, a lot of dead miles. Paul Figueroa, I constantly look at the driver app when I'm at lunch or before bed, always educating myself on the city. Very good. So in one of my very, very first videos that I made, as I started learning all the ins and outs about rideshare, is like, hey, I have my driver app and I have my rider passenger app. I get so much intel from that app, right? Just like Paul is still doing today. Learning, always comparing those two apps and like, okay, figuring out where is it hot, where is it not, right? And if it's hot, that's where I'm going to make money. And again, big factors, when and where. Obviously time, end of the day, beginning of the day, nighttime. Anybody who drove LAX last night, I don't know what happened at LAX, but it took me literally from the top, because I dropped down to pick up a private passenger after dropping off an Uber passenger from Terminal 7 United departures, right? Down, I had to get to Arrivals JetBlue. It took me 36 minutes to do that loop in that horseshoe. So, am I making money in those 36 minutes? No, those are 36 dead minutes, right? But the mileage, I mean, you're only talking about half a mile. So I didn't have many dead miles, but I had many, many dead minutes. So you have to consider both of those, the dead minutes and the dead miles. Gary Kubeta, Professor, any news on Dara? No, Dara doesn't talk to me. Dara doesn't call me. Don't think that Dara likes me, right? Because I've been pretty vocal. Do I want to see him replaced? Absolutely. Do I think he needs to be replaced? Absolutely. Do I think the company will be better with a stronger, more competent leader? Absolutely. So, but I don't have any relationship with Dara. I just highlight the things I don't like. $200,000 on balloons, right? Doesn't make sense to me. Why? Because the CEO obviously had to sign off on $200,000 of balloons. And that wasn't in 1 year, that was in several years. So how many $1 million did they actually spend on balloons? Right, so again, Dara and I, interesting relationship. Searching can take 30 minutes to go 4 miles in London. Thank you for sharing that. That's cool. Good to know, my friend. Just 30 minutes to go 4 miles, right? General Lee. I am laughing at General Lee. You got a long way to go if you want to do that. And America is not spelled Amerikka, right? Yeah, we have one of the little racists in the room. Yeah, Heil. So you're a big Hitler supporter. Well done, my friend. Go and look at your issues. Go and look at yourself in the mirror. Here we have General Lee praising Adolf Hitler. Shame, buddy. Get a life. Come on, man. Come out of the shadows. Stay out of the darkness. Get some love. Get some much needed attention, but not here in the room. So we have to shut down little General Lee, who thinks he's a general, but he's just a little worm. And a big F you to you, my friend, for supporting the wrong movement, to being on the side of hate instead of love. Have a wonderful, wonderful day. Time out. Flush down the toilet. And the little turd goes down the drain. There we go. Tavo L'Oreal, we flushed him down. It's sad to see such people. I mean, some of his messages weren't even broadcasted, right? Glad that YouTube had a filter on that, but it's sad to see guys like that with their little Confederate flag flowing and spreading the venom, spreading the hatred. I just wished and prayed that those people had a bit of a different upbringing, right? The parents, father, mother maybe showed them a little bit of love, just an ounce of love, and I'm sure they would be behaving very, very differently today. Searching, £1.39 per litre in the UK. Oh my God, if you project that onto our figures times 4, you're looking at literally 520, 530 pounds per gallon. Oof. What's the pound-dollar exchange rate? Ooh, that's hardcore. Yeah, there's April M. We only have lovers in this room, not haters. I'm sorry. Any hater in this room, expect to be flushed down the drain into the sewage lines. There's no space for you, right? It's flush, gone. You sent me a text, we'll check it out. Paula Trigg, $2.52 this morning in Tallahassee. On the gallon. Yeah, I hear you, Texas rideshare guy. They were like a heat wave all over the country. Gary, you got to slap them down. There's no space for them. Don't give them any oxygen. Yeah. Pretty hardcore. We'll send you some of our gas at our prices, Searching, and then your profit margins will be better. I hear you. And send my regards to London. Mark Roughton, $2.97 a gallon in Vegas. I'd say LA, it's hovering around $3.60 to $3.90, depending where you're buying. $2.53 Rhode Island. That's impressive. Send me those rates. Send me those rates. Mark Bisson, London, how are you? Yeah. I had to do a little bit of cleaning up the other day. Delete a couple of subscribers that were talking smack in other rooms, because I just don't tolerate that. So if you don't see yourself in the room, or you can't get into the room, or if you cannot be part of the live stream, understand that I hop around and watch a lot of videos and I read a lot, right? So based on that, I make some decisions, because I just want positive, good energy in this house. That's it. So any virus coming in, anyone smack talking other people or trash talking, got to eliminate the virus. Yeah, I was hoping that balloon video would have gone a little bit more viral. Maybe I should have approached it a little bit better. Maybe I should have chosen a different hashtag. But sometimes it's strange. When you make a video, it may have a very, very, very slow start, right? And then suddenly it just takes off, or it becomes a meme, or it goes viral. So I still have a lot of confidence that my balloon video is going to pick up a lot of momentum, right, in the next month or two. Doug Cooper, thank you for flashing on General Lee. I'm not a racist, but when you do racist, it's not fair to other people. Absolutely, Doug. No space, no oxygen for those individuals in this room. Nothing whatsoever. There's really, sadly, a small minority growing that are desperate for attention and will go to desperate measures and do desperate things to get into the media, right? We cannot give them oxygen, period. Cannot allow that movement to emerge. There's no space for it in the United States. There's no space for it abroad, right? History should have learned what happened in Germany, but these guys, that's what they market, that hatred, what that one individual leader, and I'm not even going to mention his name anymore, but what he did was an atrocity, right? It was atrocious. And people think that, hey, that's the way to go. Well, I have news for you. That's not the way to go, right? So let's see. Tavo, thank you. The balloon video, I thought it was good. You might see, let me just reach over here. My balloons, by the way, they did not cost $200,000 like the Uber balloons did. I think I paid about $2, and I got a lot of joy and satisfaction out of that video. In fact, funny one, if you look at my video again, at my balloon video, the third balloon that I was trying to pop, it actually popped in my hand before I could pop it. So you see like this knee-jerk reaction of mine. Because I also realized when you pop a lot of balloons, that stuff flies, man. It slaps you in the face. It sticks on your screen. It does crazy things. I was cleaning up afterwards. There were balloons everywhere, right? So if this is what they're spending, 200K, that's what I say. All the haters, all the General Lees, reduce their oxygen. All the haters, all the guys spreading venom, trolling, injecting hate, reduce their oxygen to the point that you just flush them down the toilet. Got to have some fun. Pop it. I did even better. I let it fly. So, what do we have today? We have Tuesday. Who hit the early morning hours? Who's already been out there making money? Who's been productive? Or are we off to a slow start? Are we waking up? Are we having breakfast? Have we made our coffee? Or have we been up at the crack of dawn, cashing in on trips, making new friends, networking with individuals? Paula, that sound doesn't trigger me at all, but the fingernails on the chalkboard, oh, can't stand that one. But the squeaky balloon thing doesn't faze me at all, you know. Eric Valesco, I've been doing my scheduled pickups, so. Good, or at least you, one of the people that is looking at the scheduled pickups and picking up trips here and there. A lot of people will just ignore them. I think there's a lot of money, especially a lot of repeat money, repeat business to be done if you pick up a scheduled driver. Imagine you pick up a scheduled driver and you truly hit it off. You find out this guy flies out 2 times a week. He's some big shot manager. And you say, hey, you know what? Do you schedule a lot? Oh, I schedule all my trips. Well, why don't you text me first and then I come over, right? You schedule that trip, I immediately accept it and I take you, right? So if he's happy with your services, if he's happy with your safety, if he's happy or she's happy with the state of your car, the cleanliness, book them again. Let them book you again. So scheduled trips, my friends, will set you up on many, many repeat trips. I've seen it happen. Somebody just sent me a text. Who's that? Hands up who just sent me a text. Paula says, I've been up at the first job since 7 a.m. Cool, early bird. We'll drive after 4 p.m. and see if we are getting busier here yet. That's good. You're testing the waters. College classes start Monday. There we go. I like it. You have a game plan. I like it. I like it if you have a game plan. Professor, views down on YouTube. The other Uber tubers are complaining about it. Complaining about what? You got to concentrate on your own channel. You got to concentrate on your own subscribers. You got to do your own work, right? Doesn't matter what others are doing. Doesn't help pointing fingers at this one and this one's doing great, or I'm going to complain about this one. Focus on your own thing, man. Focus on your own bank account. Focus on your own following. Focus on the own support and education and training that you're offering others, right? If I would spend the time stressing out or spending the hours, the minutes researching what others do, I wouldn't get anything done, right? So, for example, in my life, when I'm not here live, might be restoring cars, might be working on this, might be doing private trips, out with Uber, out with Lyft, working on other things, right? So, but I cannot be a YouTuber stressing out about other YouTubers. Got to all do their thing. Square is good. Square is good. I use that one too. I use Square and I use Venmo. Absolutely. Mark, I hate it when other YouTubers bash you. It's part of being in the top 3, being in the top 4. You got to put up with that, right? Because they will bash you to try and get attention and try and get subscribers, right? It's a desperate cry for attention. That's the way I see it. Just focus on what you are doing. Focus on Vegas. Focus on your channel. Focus on your marketing. Focus on you. You come first, right? And if you're doing a good job, the others will follow. The others will support you. The others will back you. The others will be a team with you. The others will be a family with you, right? But if somebody is bashing someone, it's because they are triggered by that individual, or they're jealous about that individual because he's doing something that they cannot do, right? Think about it, right? If you're spending all your time in that energy field of bashing, criticizing, judging, it's going to wear you down, man. You're going to get nothing done. Yeah, that famous song. I like that one. What's that lady? Taylor Swift, right? Haters going to hate, 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 hate. That's it. All day long, they're going to hate, hate, hate. And I could call out 2 people that I've just come across. Oh, my God. Talk about hate. I came across a channel. Oh, my goodness. Scary as scary can be. I don't even want to mention the name or send any attention. And then this individual spreading hate, toxic hate towards other drivers, bashing them to the point that he had to take down videos. And he chooses moderators that are haters, right? So you have like a family of haters there. right? Sad, 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 sad situation. Yeah. Texas rideshare guy says, yep, I had a troll get nasty with me last night. It's like, hey, troll, why are you on my case? Why do you take this room? Why do you use my channel to spread your hatred? Why don't you go and create your own little island, right? Why don't you build your own island? Why do you have to come in and invade somebody else's territory and think that you're going to intoxicate or spread your venom here? Boop, out, flash, gone. So Paul Figueroa said, Robert Hunick, great job. What did Robert do? Oh, Robert said he made $170 since 6 a.m., approximately 31 per hour. Well, I'm super proud of you, buddy. That's great. That's an achievement right there, right? 170 less your gas cost. I don't know what car Robert drives, but those are a productive 6 hours. Those are a very productive 6 hours. Doug Kroger says, well, trip on a free launch with no insurance to show us drivers or riders. If you could elaborate on that, I'd be interested in hearing. Misery loves company, so true. Like-minded people, right? You know, the relationships that you can pick in life, the deals that you can pick in life, right? Obviously, best case scenario, win-win. Of three parties, win-win-win, right? But if anyone notices that someone's trying to capitalize on you, someone's trying to manipulate you, somebody's trying to get the better deal, their policy is I win, you lose. No game. Not going to participate in that, right? It's got to be a fair and equitable exchange of energy, mutual energy, right? But let me tell you, I came across a channel yesterday where it's a lose-lose, right? That's like a heroin addict hanging out with a heroin addict, crack addict hanging out with a crack addict. It's a downward spiral. It's a lose-lose. They're not helping each other climb up, getting out of it. Sometimes you'll have the rescue. They call him the rescuer, right? So you'll see someone on the downward spiral come in, rescue him, push him up, right? Takes a lot of energy. I have a lot of respect for rescuers, right? But as you walk around in life, as you meet people, sort of those first 30, 60 seconds make a big, big impression. Is this individual going to lift you up? Are we going to grow together? Are we going to go forward together? Are we going to go backward together? You know, does it look like this guy wants to shaft me on this deal? Does it look like he's just trying to bait and switch me on this deal? Sorry, in this scenario, you think you're going to win and you think I'm going to lose. No game, not going to participate, right? However, if there's an equitable exchange of energy, if there's a win-win situations where both sides come out better, it could be a relationship, could be a friendship, could be a business transaction, I will participate in that all day long, right? But to start a YouTube channel that I came across yesterday, where 3 or 4 people were made toxic moderators, right? You just have to read the venom and the toxic energy going back and forth between a handful of people that are trying to start a new movement. Maybe they find a sympathizer, another person who's like, okay, well, there's a lose-lose-lose situation going on here. I have nothing going for myself. I'm going to go and join and spread the venom. Not very healthy, folks. That's all I can say. Alan Mills, don't understand trips in business model. Who would pay for guaranteed trips? You cannot guarantee anyone anything. Uber can't guarantee you certain earnings per week. Lyft can't guarantee. There's no guarantees here in life. So why am I spending money on a guarantee? I'm with you, Alan. Marcus Suarez, hello, Professor from Tampa, Florida. I just found out about the topic you talked about yesterday in regards to insurance. And after 3 years of my full coverage, I didn't know that I needed to have commercial. Well, I'm super glad you looked into that, and hopefully you're making an adjustment there, because I don't want anything to happen to you, Marcus, to your passengers, to your car, which is your office. So if you can make that little market correction right now, that little upgrade, the little switch, whatever you have to do, and be in good standing and be fully protected, I'm super happy for you, Marcus. We've achieved something. That means my video yesterday achieved something, right? I appreciate that feedback. Doug Kroger, thank you for elaborating. He says they not show us drivers, they have insurance on the company or on the riders or driver. They don't but show us drivers that there's insurance. I see. Okay, so the company is not showing you that, like Uber or Lyft do, is that you protected under their model. Whether it's phase 1, you're waiting for the trip, phase 2, you've accepted the trip, or phase 3, you're on the trip, right? So it sounds like there's no willingness to share the information of their insurance, of Trip's insurance, with their drivers. So you've asked for it, you haven't seen it. So worst case scenario, just predict the worst case scenario. They don't have the insurance. I'm not saying they don't have it, but just say worst case scenario. In that case, you've got to really go out and make sure you are fully covered, right? So if you are getting trips, they're not providing, maybe not providing insurance, make 100% sure you are providing all the essentials, comprehensive coverage, liability, etc. Thank you, Marcus. Appreciate you, my friend. Alan Mills says, here in Vegas, people say they actually are making more with Lyft because of the rate cuts, since a lot won't drive for that little, might be a good opportunity. I am yet to see or hear that, but if Vegas drivers can share that with me, I'm willing to crunch the numbers. All I got is the other day, somebody that did 25 miles in Vegas at 24 cents a mile, drove for 27 minutes, and came out making $11.50. I will not work for that type of money. And this is after the change. However, Alan, I'm not saying that that has no validity, may have a lot of validity. Maybe the people are happier, but you got to show me the numbers. Let's do the numbers, right? Let's crunch the numbers. I'm putting in X hours per week, same schedule, and suddenly I find myself 8 to 15% down in week 1, week 2. Do I have to compensate for that 15% loss by putting in more hours? Am I forced to put in an extra 4 to 5 hours that week to make up for the deficit? Or is it actually getting better? Let's look at real numbers. Robert says he has a 2017 Honda Civic, good car. Texas Rideshare guy, I like this. I surround myself with very successful businessmen who mentor me to be successful. I'm going to add to your line, I'm going to mirror your line, Texas Rideshare guy. I surround myself with very successful businessmen and businesswomen who mentor me to be successful, right? Let's not just look at it, think that we say, okay, only men in that category can be successful. You can surround yourself by a lot of powerful men and powerful women, and you can learn from them, right? Not putting your statement down. I'm just adding to it. So I appreciate, I like what you say there. I truly do. In no fashion am I putting that statement down. That is amazing. The energy field that you want to be in, Texas Rideshare guy, the people that you want to surround yourself with are helping you grow. Learning is growing. Mentoring is growing. Absolutely. Text me later. 100%. Yeah, I can steer you in the right direction. It's also in one of my videos. You will see it's a New York commercial insurance company, but they also have an agent out here in Ventura, Santa Barbara, right? Marcus says, when is the decision coming for the AB5? I would say somewhere in September, I think. I believe it's sometime in September. I know that a lot of people are heading up to Sacramento for another big rally in about a week's time. So there must be another crucial date. Otherwise, those people wouldn't mobilize and go up there and make noise. So keep on talking about it. Keep on putting it out. Lake County, Uber and Lyft boys, hot Orlando. What are we talking? Hot and humid, right? What are the temperatures there? Do share, please. Do share. Mark Routen sent it to me. Thank you. I sent that to you. It was a Lyft rental. Correct. Thank you for sharing that, Mark. 103. Ay, ay, ay. That's not a happy temperature. That's hot. Sorry, guys. Geez, 109, 102 in Dallas. What's going on? What's going on around the globe? They say July was the hottest month on record worldwide. Something's going on. Unfortunately, I don't, Lake County Uber and Lyft boys, but thank you for asking. But you could start your own business there. It's a busy, busy, busy market. Tampa, Orlando, Miami. It's hot all over. What do we have in LA? I'm not quite sure what we have temperature-wise in LA. Ooh, this is a painful one. This is not nice. Who's the one from 619? Is that? Check this out, man. Rider pays $45. Uber receives $28.70. And the driver makes $16.60. Oh my goodness. That sounds like a 60-40 split. 60 for the company, 40 for the driver. $23 service fee. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Infantry Sarge is in the house. San Diego's in the house. Hot down there, buddy? I'm in San Diego on Sunday, the 25th. Anybody wants to meet in San Diego? I will be down there on the 25th. I would say mid-afternoon. Have a meeting down there. West Palm Beach, 95. Yeah, geez, that's a crazy split. Almost sounds like 70% for the company, 30% for the driver. I agree with you. US Navy. Alrighty, so if you haven't done this, please take the time to look at your shift. Hey, I'm doing a 5-hour shift, 4 in the afternoon till 9 p.m. at night. I had so many dead minutes. I had so many driving minutes. Easy to calculate that. I did X amount of miles that were paid. Also easy to identify. All I have to do is look at the logs in my trip report. Maybe I did 10 or 15 trips in that time. Look at the total amount of miles. And then also look at my speedometer and sort of track where I started off from. Let's say I started off at 95,500 miles. I ended up at 95,750 miles. Just giving you an example, I did 300 paid miles and maybe the difference in, I started off doing trips at 95,500 miles. I ended the day doing 95,800 miles, a total of 300 miles, of which maybe 200 miles were paid. And the difference would be your dead miles, your redundant miles, right? That you just drove around not earning. So log that, please. Log that over 2 weeks. Can you change that ratio? Can you eliminate a lot of the dead miles and turn them into productive miles? It's a big challenge in LA because it's all so far apart, right? But you have some really, really busy hubs in LA that you can always count on. Santa Monica, downtown, Hollywood, West Hollywood, right? There are pockets where you literally arrive and the next trip happens. I had a guy showing me a rental calculation the other day. Granted, the guy was doing 95, I think it was maybe with fare or so, 95 trips per week. And the numbers worked for him. But very, very often, I have to agree with you, Alan, the rental programs just do not add up to a lot of money. You're spending so much on that car, and you still have to make a profit for yourself. Granted, it's not your car, you're dumping the mileage on that. But at the end of the day, when you crunch the numbers, I put in X hours that week, I had to pay for the rental. This is what I put in my pocket. Does it make sense? Doug, an update on GOAT is there's not going to be any releases with coming soon tags attached to it, right? So when I say that I have Brian and a very competent team now busy working and programming the scheduling side, where we're going to put the main emphasis on scheduling trips, right? That the top riders, passengers can pick, that riders or passengers can pick their top 5 drivers and give that scheduled trip to the most preferred, then to the second most preferred, then to the third most preferred, and lock in a driver. So you have a healthy relationship that was established and that is ongoing, not something crazy like a pool trip where like, oh my God, who are the next 2 crazies going to be in my car? $260 on private rides. That's great. So where the money is, my friend. Las Vegas Uber driver, good marketable handle. That's great. Las Vegas Uber driver. Hey, what's up from Vegas? We're doing great. We're sharing some stories. We're sharing some information on productive miles and dead miles. So that's interesting. Las Vegas Uber driver says the new Lyft rate in Vegas sucks now. What I'm hearing is that people are leaving Lyft and just driving exclusively now for Uber because of this change. What I'm hearing from you, Las Vegas Uber driver, is that you're not happy with that change. No, nothing. Alan Mills, Right now, that model in my eyes does not work. You're not going to pay a monthly fee and get a guarantee. That model, in my eyes, is a big no-no, right? It's based on supply and demand and backed up with good marketing that works, proven models that work, right? A lot of good viral marketing campaigns will be set into motion, right? But to pay an upfront fee for a month, not knowing what your returns, the worst case scenario there is that you spend 1 month on something that you hope is going to pan out, okay? Whatever this amount is, $200 or $150, right? And it doesn't work out. You're taking in, you're spending 200, and after those 30, 31 days, you've made $90 in return. You're 110 in the minus. Let's just say, I'm just giving you an example. That formula does not work. Do you think in your right mind you are going to renew that the second month and pay another $200? Absolutely not. You're going to cancel your credit card. You're going to call your bank and say, do not allow any transaction to be put through by this company, period. Right? That's it. If need be, you change your credit card. But notify the company, whoever it is, in writing, you don't have the authority to charge my card again. They do, they're committing a crime, right? Could be construed as fraud. If you tell somebody flat out, you do not have the permission to run my digits on such and such a date. They do, you have it in writing. So I want to see how that works out. There's a lot of people doing beautiful, beautiful, fluffy trip videos. Oh, it's fantastic. And I'm not going to mention names, right? Hyping it up. Never driven. They've never, ever driven. They're just influencers. They're trying to influence the next guy to drive, to sign up as a driver or a driver influencer, right? But I'm just sharing with you what I saw, the screenshots. I didn't see any movement on the 18th or 19th. I couldn't sign up as a passenger and put in payment information or anything like that. Coming soon. So if you can't even do that on the passenger app, how on earth? Tell me. And I want to hear from real drivers in Miami trip. Who got paid? Who made money? Show me. Show me the money. Show me how much money you made with trip on the opening day and the second day. Show me a passenger who actually made a booking, right? What they spent, where they drove from, right? A functioning rider app, a functioning driver app. Show me the evidence. If you have the evidence, you get yourself a free video, right? You get yourself a free video on my channel. I need some information, please, from Miami. Ed's in the house. Infantry Sarge says, I'll come on, Professor. It would be nice to bribe you for some better rides. Not fair to people with no money. Dude, Infantry Sarge, you come with your SUV or your Lux car, the business that I'm in, and let's show you how to make clients in San Diego. Just like show Thomas. No, not difficult, right? Picking up private clients, brand yourself, business cards, website, TCP license. Get your private clients. It's not difficult. If you're good, trust me, 1 people will tell 5 people. Word of mouth is the most powerful marketing tool in the private drives, private rides, limo rides business. Word of mouth. Buenos dias, señor. Carlos Garcia in the house. We welcome you. Paula Triggs back. Slow in Ohio. Lake County has some private clients. Good. Nurture them, keep them, grow them. Right? That's what I always say. I love introductions. Or when I pick up a couple and they're inviting another couple to a restaurant and the 4 of them are driving, hey, meet Torsten, our friend and driver. You guys need to hook up. exchange information, exchange numbers. Boom. Just had one couple introduce me to a new couple. Now suddenly they start booking. Just grown my business. Then I go to those two. Try and get more business out of those two. Just goes exponentially if you're good at it. Jim Steingrove, Trip is not going to allow drivers to post what they made during this beta test period with a limited number of drivers. No? I find that rather sad. At some stage, you have to show. Some stage, you move out of the beta into the real world, right? You leave the pond and you go swim in the ocean with the big fish. At that point, you got to have survival skills, or the sharks or the barracudas will just eat all your food. So that day will come where those people will have to disclose the numbers. If they want to swim in the big pond, if they want to swim in the lake, if they want to swim in the ocean. No one made any money because they had one rider that what they said, but no rides on open day. Okay. Who is the one rider? Infantry Sarge says, do you know, my opinion, Trip just might have to have the success of winning the lotto ticket. And here's one big request I have for Trip influencers that have never driven, that talk smack all day long as if they are drivers and bitch and moan on Uber and Lyft all the time, try to put Uber and Lyft down, try to lift Trip up, never driven. Very easy to see that they've never driven. Couple of YouTubers, all that yap, 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 yap all day long doing live streams, never driven, right? And then keep on hyping, keep on influencing, not driving, just influencing. I say to you, at some point, if this is not working out, let's just say, if it is not what they say it is, don't promote the false narrative. Don't promote a false story and take people for a ride. Many people that depend on that $200, right? Feed their families. Don't shaft them just because you want to make another buck as an influencer, right? Tell the real story, because there's such a thing as karma, and whatever you're putting out there, if you have bad intentions, or if you have good intentions, strangely enough in life, it circles back, right? Okay. Thanks, Jim, for sharing that. He says the one rider was a higher up in the company, so not a real ride. Okay. It's good. That's fine. Ed, I'm going to okay that message because, yes, karma is a bitch, a big bitch. All right, my friends. As I hit the 1 hour mark, I'm going to wind it down. Hopefully, the video made some people think. Hopefully, newbies learned something from this video. Hopefully, some people start charting and logging their hours, their dead miles, their productive miles, and you find some room for improvement. Okay, that's being honest. At least I appreciate that when they say the manager of Trip said they had a rider. I tried to sign up a rider. As a rider, it didn't work. All right. Please, there. Thank you, Roy Watkus. We got a couple of little goat kids there. We got a couple of thumbs up. Let's go out on a high note, my friends. We're not trying to be negative here. We try to keep it real, right? We try to talk real stories. We're not putting people down. We're not putting companies down. We want real stories, real numbers from Vegas, real Trip driver stories, real Trip rider stories, real data feedback, right? If I did sound like I was judging or putting down any individual or company, I sincerely apologize. That was not my intention here. My intention is to get the truth out, right? Black or white. Sometimes it can be embarrassing. Sometimes it can be very rewarding. Sometimes it can be very motivating, right? But we got to get to the bottom of things, right? Grassroots level. So let's help these guys succeed, right? I want to see you guys succeed and turn more dead miles into paid miles, right? I want to see your earnings go up. I don't want to have to see you work more hours to make up for the loss of earnings. I don't want to see that happen, right? Because more hours in the car, more wear and tear on your human body, more wear and tear on your tires, more wear and tear on your car, more time away for your family. That's not what I want, right? I'd like a real healthy lifestyle. I wish that for everyone, where you get to spend more quality time with friends and family, and where you're coming out and you can say, hey, I'm proud and I'm happy with what I'm earning, right? That's what we're trying to reach here. Thumbs up, everyone. We're going out on a high note. Let's do it. Let's do it. Thank you, Ed. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 from Ed. Need another 43. Actually got 3 from Watkins. Need another 40. Waiting for the 40. Let it light up yellow, my friends. A lot of red hearts and a lot of thumbs up. Let's spread it. Thank you very much, Paula. Here we go. We got claps. We got thumbs up. Whoop, whoop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I need another 30. Reduce it from 40 to 30. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. Everybody, thumbs up, thumbs up. Everybody, thumbs up, thumbs up. Ed. Thank you, Ed. Bam, lighting up the room. Roy Watkins, lighting up the room, lighting up the room. Let's light it up, guys. Let's put some positive vibes out there for us, for the next generation of drivers, for everyone tuning in, for the public learning from us, from our friends later watching the video. Let's all send them thumbs up and some love. If somebody writes thumbs up, that also counts. All right, let me do a quick little picture there. I think with Carlos Garcia, with Roy Watkins, with Ed's thumbs up, with April's thumbs up, with Paula, I think we're there. I think we've hit the 50 mark. Somebody just give me another 10. 10, boom, 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 just hit it. 10, 10, 10, pop, 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 pop. Got another 10, come. Raise the frequency, guys. Raise the frequency. I am waiting from a thumb from you to come into my life. I've been waiting for the thumbs from you to light up my life. I wish I could sing and make a lot of money. Ooh, the slow train. There's a locomotive, dude. Locomotive. Where are they? Do the locomotion. Come on and do the locomotion with me. Do-do. Stefan Moulton, thumbs up. Tim the Maniac. Miller, what's up? As you come in, we're leaving, buddy. So just hit us with, there we go. There we go. There we go. There we go now. There we go. There we go. There we go now. There we go. We got momentum. I think we hit it. Boom! Kayasha. It's all good, Tim. Thanks for your cool posts on Street Teams. Street Teams, guys, anybody that hasn't joined, join. We're leaving on a high note. Tuesday, thumbs up. Much love to you. Thank you for being part of this discussion today. Thank you for the valuable input from all the cities. Thank you for sharing gasoline prices, mileage prices, real numbers. All of that is appreciated. I wish you a fantastic day, my friends.